My name is Dom Conlon, and tonight's show has been cancelled, just as days have been cancelled, and touch has been cancelled, and safety has been cancelled, and rights are being cancelled. But we will try to find the can in cancelled, and connect in the old ways, the world ways, the quiet ways. This first poem is called Our Hearts Must Open. So this is new. These closing doors, this queuing up outside the stores, this standing back to be a friend, like writing letters we won't send. But send them still, just to the heart. Find ways to bond though we're apart. Find ways to say that we're still here, to share with friends a virtual beer. Still looking out for you, it's true. But thinking now of what to do when doors unlock with days unfurled, of how to make a better world. We can't forget the lessons learned, when all our lives were quickly turned inside out and upside down in every village, home and town. Let's not forget, we did a lot of things we said that we could not, like stopping debt and feeding more and caring for the sick and poor. Let's hope some things will stay contagious, like those who stand to be courageous, key workers in the NHS and those who sort this awful mess, to get food to the old and needy, and resisting urges to be greedy, to show the strength that we can find when living life is humankind. When we're apart from the people we love, we turn to our memories, the stories we've played over and over in our minds. This next poem's part of that tradition. It's called Love Song. We spoke of stars and candle jars and harvesting the rain. We spoke of how the moon might sound in waxing and in wane. We swore to face the world as one, whilst always looking up, and how whiskey might taste better from an old blue china cup. We wrote on trees and sang to bees and held each other close. We wrote of how one day we'd wake and make each other toast. We swore to face the world as one, whilst always looking up, and how whiskey tasted better from an old blue china cup. We do not need to speak of us. We do not need to touch. We do not need to see to feel, and never need that much. We swear to face the world as one, whilst always looking up, and always drink our whiskey from an old blue china cup. Of course, how can we talk about love and not of loss? This next poem was written to mark the life of a friend of mine. She was an extraordinary person, giving so much in that last year of her life, shining so brightly. 1.5 billion beats of the heart is what we get. Enough to laugh and dance and see the world, enough to live a life or watch it live itself. And we hold them all, we guard them, we keep them bound in the purse strings of our chests. But look at you. You gave yours away, scattered them like smiles to children, spent them on time with others, lent them to anyone whose heart faltered or failed at the enormity of this world, at the scale of this world, at the joy of this world. And now, the sorrow of this world without you. Sometimes we need to acknowledge other people's love, to say that it mattered, to go beyond our own interest. This next poem is about that. So what can we say about these two? What can we say about love's love? Or what can we say about how the stars shine or the moon glows, or how flowers bloom and the seas rise and lava flows and hearts beat and clocks tick and children laugh, and how the whole world turns and mountains fall and light dims and night arrives and music ends and winter comes and people sleep? What can we say about these two? What can we say about love's love? We can say it happened. We can say we saw. One thing which we must never allow to be cancelled is the ability to dream. This next poem takes a subject which I often dream about, the moon. In my book, This Rock, That Rock, I explore many ways in which my dreams of the moon take shape. And this poem is called Last Moment on Earth. Did they hold their nerve? Or did they hug each other to remind their arms of how gravity felt? Did they focus on the mission or look into each other's eyes, discovering new worlds they could not bear to leave? Did they talk about the launch? Or did they say goodbye, finding alien words in the language of friends? Did they gasp at the crowds? Or did they just breathe committing the memory of air to their lungs? Did they stretch the moment and let it pull them back into the moments we kept safe for them back here on earth? One more poem now. As difficult as it is to accept this staying inside, sometimes it's important to put ourselves aside as individuals and accept that we're part of one incredible living planet. Sometimes the result of that will only become clear 1,000 years from now. This poem's called Why Michael Collins Didn't Walk on the Moon. Michael Collins didn't walk on the moon. That's just fine. He didn't mind. Why would the mountain want to be sky? Why would the cloud want to be land? Why would the sea want to be ice? Why would the snow want to be sand? Michael Collins stayed in orbit around the moon, but that's just fine. He didn't mind. Why would the wheel not want to be turned? Why would the pen not want to write? Why would the book not want to be read? Why would the rocket not want to take flight? Michael Collins watched his friends on the moon. That's just fine. He didn't mind. Why would the doctor not want to cure? Why would the teacher not want to be skilled? Why would the dancer not want to leap? Why is your doing your job not being fulfilled? Michael Collins didn't walk on the moon, but that's just fine. He didn't mind. This has been a tiny show. Thanks for watching. You can contact me on Twitter. I'm Dom_Conlon there, or on my website at domconlon.com. It's been a pleasure reading a couple of poems for you, and I hope you enjoyed them. Thanks very much.